From QB1 to a C on his chest, Texans announced their 4 captains. CJ Stroud is one of them. Let's talk about it in the locker room.
Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah,
welcome to the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 610 and the Odyssey app. You can see me right here in the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. Texans have announced their 4 captains for the upcoming season. Couple of these we could have guessed, couple of them maybe not, but should we really be surprised? Subscribe, like, ride along, whether you're a Texans fan or not. This is the place to get the pulse of what's going on, talk to players throughout the week, coaches, etc. Number one source for Texans radio content in the Loop, Sports Radio 610. Number one source for digital game right here, creeping up on the 1-year anniversary. So be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. The captains have been announced. We have 4. No special teams captain. So it's just offense and defense. They didn't like throw a C on John Weeks or Fairbairn or something like that. They went with 2 on offense and 2 on defense. Let's start with number 1, the one that we already knew was going to be a captain, Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil is a captain. He was a captain last year. He's your highest paid player. He might be your best player. Laramie Tunsil, C on his chest, to the surprise of no one. Captain number 2, Jalen Petrie. Now, I've been saying this since the start of the season that Jalen Petrie was going to be a captain. He's one of the loudest players on the team. He's one of the most vocal. He seems to take on the leadership role. Last year, whenever it was time to face the music, Jalen Petrie was always front and center. They sent him to the podium consistently. Made plays last year, and he plays a position, safety, very important. Also going to be a guy who's here for a while. So Jalen Petrie, captain number 2, not too surprising. A first-year guy, Jimmy Ward. Remember when Tyrann Mathieu got voted a captain in his first year with the team, and Bill O'Brien acted like it was like the craziest thing ever? Oh, his teammates voted him a captain. And it was like, man, I see that happen all the time around the NFL. Hell, we've even seen it the last couple of years with the Texans, with guys that, have been here in a short time and were already, relied on to be leaders of the team and stuff. But Jimmy Ward is a captain. This is perfect. And I said this when they signed Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward, he can just relate to anything that any player is going through. He played for 3 coaches his first 3 years in the league. He was part of a rebuild when it came to Kyle Shanahan coming in. He kind of saw stuff unravel with Harbaugh. He's played multiple positions. He's been ridiculed as a young player. He's overcome. He's won over multiple coaches. He's been in the league for a while. He still plays at a high level. He loves to talk. He's very vocal. Jimmy Ward, the player himself made sense. But from a leadership standpoint, from a battle-tested standpoint, from what he can bring to these young guys, this makes sense. So Jimmy Ward, I guess a little bit surprising, but not really when you look at what he brings to the table. And then the moneymaker, CJ Stroud is a team captain. Rookie quarterback is a team captain. Just named quarterback 1 not too long ago, and now he's a captain. And that was one of the things about the CJ Stroud thing, right? Like when we were talking about him officially not being named quarterback, on top of him getting all the first team reps, the one thing that was really clear about CJ Stroud, even when this was still considered somewhat of a quarterback competition, which didn't last long, was that the locker room always had his back. Not this locker room, the Texans locker room. You had Shaq Griffin talking about him like he was QB1. You had Laramie Tunsil calling him QB1. You had Titus Howard saying he was looking forward to blocking for him. You have Dameon Pierce talking about him like he's QB1. Like, it was very obvious that the locker room, they were on CJ Stroud's side, and they were ready to rally around CJ Stroud. So CJ Stroud now goes from being the number 2 overall pick to being QB1 to now being a captain. And I guess it's surprising ish, but it's been very clear these guys have been ready to follow him. So Laramie Tunsil, captain once again, Jalen Petrie, a captain, Jimmy Ward, and CJ Stroud. It should be interesting to see what happens. I guess this means that the Texans can't hide CJ Stroud from the media anymore. By the way, he's going to speak on Wednesday. Appreciate you for coming through. What do you think about the Texans' decisions with captains? Does CJ Stroud, does this add any pressure? Does this just solidify what many of you already knew? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate you for riding along. I'll talk to you during the live stream. Again, CJ Stroud, team captain for the Houston Texans, along with Laramie Tunsil, Jimmy Ward, and Jalen Petrie. No matter what happens, no matter who the captains are, when it comes to this Texan stuff in this digital game, we're all in it together. Appreciate you for coming through.
We not too plugged in, Daily Digital on YouTube. We got taste for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways.